Hi everyone, it's Morag from York Professional Pet Sitting and Dog Walking, and I am with Kaylyn from Wagawal Doggie Daycare on Stephen Court, and also a registered vet tech, so she knows what she speaks of. I speak from 20 years experience of just dealing with animals. You learn a lot. So in this segment, we thought we would discuss with you socialization, which again, COVID-19 is creating a problem for our pets, especially the young pandemic puppies. And I don't think I like that phrase.
Yeah.
All the puppies that have been fostered during this time. I mean, if you think about it, no one should be coming in and out of your house since March 14th. And so your dog has not been getting the socialization with people or other dogs that they should be getting, especially if they're younger. Now, personally, I can tell you that even from our own regular clientele, we have some that we see Monday to Friday, every day, and we've had them since puppies. And because the same person has been visiting them every day, when that person went on holidays last Christmas and we tried to send, just as awesome person in there,
Yeah.
the dog would have nothing, like couldn't even open the crate to get them out of the crate.
Who are you? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so socialization is so important. And you may be seeing other people and dogs when you're walking down the street at a 10-foot distance or making a big loop to the other side of the road. And that also maybe make a young puppy think, okay, people and other dogs are something I'm supposed to be scared of, right?
Yeah. That has definitely been one of my thoughts as I'm walking, with my dogs, and everybody's walking here and there. And the dogs are like looking at each other going, hey, and we're like, no, sorry, not today. Today's not a good day to play. And everything we do is as a teaching. And we are actually teaching them that right now, unfortunately, because we have to, is that contact isn't appropriate. So we do need to socialize them in a way and start training them now in a way so that they can understand that it's actually eventually going to be an okay situation. So
yeah. So, I mean, one thing that some of our clients have done, even though they're working from home, is they've still had us come in. They've kept that routine up of the dog walker coming at the same time. They've kept, and we've even been switching up team members a bit just so they keep getting used to different people, still keeping all of our COVID-19 protocol in place. But that's not helping them with the dog socialization. And so what kind of suggestions do you have about socializing them? I mean, once Wagawile opens back up, a half day in there and starting it slowly to get them used to other dogs is...
Yeah, I think there's obviously many facets. I mean, initially right now, using a service like Your Professional to me is the most ideal situation. Whether or not you've been using it before and maybe stop because of COVID because you're home, I think continuing to use it maybe if you need a lesser scale or consistently with what you're doing, keeping that kind of thing up is ideal. When we get back and doggy daycares can open again, or your groomers are back in and there's all of those other kind of things, for sure I think these younger dogs they learn the best from their fur friends, and they need to be taught how to play, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, when do I back off, when do I not, all of those kind of things they're going to be learning from their friends, and they do need to get that. So when the doggy daycares can open, that's your ideal thing, is a half day maybe at first, get them used to it, especially a young puppy, they do fatigue. The dogs that have been there before and coming back, maybe still gradual introductions, getting back to their friends and that. In terms of, this is where I'm I guess we can't clip this one.
Let me help you out here. What are you trying to say?
No, I was trying to say with regards to doggy daycares and things like that. But then what I was thinking of is that when you have your neighbors, and you can still social distance from your neighbors, but maybe your puppies can still play. So right now, maybe we're not doing that right now, and that's definitely prudent. But when we can, having your neighbor actually come by, maybe their dog is good and dog friendly and can teach your pup something. That would be great, and then you can still remain safe yourself. So I think that's something even outside of daycares and dog walking. It's really just getting your dog exposed to other dogs that are friendly. Right.
Yes.
So you always want to set them up for something positive, and not on a leash. So maybe in the backyard where they are off leash and they can actually be a dog. Because we always have to remember that, that extension of that leash is an extension of that person. But when you allow that sense of freedom, their behaviors do change.
Oh, absolutely. And what we've actually done for some of our clients who have kept our service during this to keep their dog socialized and is, we'll go in the backyard, lock the gate behind us, send them a message through our app. They'll open the back door and let the dog off leash. We've got our leash. And so you could do that with two dogs. And as you said, you're both all humans are keeping good social distancing, and the dogs can still play. If things do get a little rough and someone has to step in, one steps in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, any kind of off leash play, no matter how you look at it, should always be supervised. No different than when we have, you have a child and you have a dog in the house. It should always be supervised. So it's really no different when you're adding two dogs together, so that somebody can always intervene. But, things are going to start freeing up a little bit so that we feel safer being around other people, and we'll feel more comfortable with our dogs being either around other people or other dogs. And those times are going to come, but it's all going to be new. Even how we're going to run business is going to be new. So that's something that I think everybody really sort of needs to consider. The first 3 to 8 months of their lives is critical for socialization. And we do want them to be happy, well-adjusted puppies.
Yeah, and that brings up the other point too. The world seems quiet right now, but all those big, noisy, scary things are going to come back sooner or later. So continue to get your dogs used to garbage cans, the wind blowing, all those things that happen when life was what it was before this. Take them out on purpose when the garbage truck's coming by. And everything's just so quiet right now, which I love personally.
I'm not complaining.
But when things get barky and normal again, I'll be jumping. So your dog will probably
you go to the gas station to fill up. Not that we really have to do that much anymore, but you go to the gas station to fill up. So you're getting out of the car, you're clinking around with getting the gas tank open. Maybe you're going to go in and take it through a car wash. It's okay for your dog to be exposed to that. That's great. You're there with them. Maybe give them a little reward going through the little car wash things with everything going. It is a little different. It's something new. And just, we always say, not that we're wanting to flood them with a lot of things, but you want to introduce them to a lot of new things every single day. They learn so quickly. And what we want them to learn is the positives.
Yeah, and that brings us the point, like when under normal circumstances, when you've got a puppy, you're taking it to Princess Auto, you're taking it to any dog-friendly place to introduce it to people and PetSmart and going past stuff and all these things that we can't do right now. So you kind of have to figure out other ways of doing it. And I think one thing that we've both agreed on for the many years we've known each other is you can get a good combination of both too. A dog walker coming in 2 or 3 times a week is a good balance for certain exposures and getting used socialization and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And doggy daycare also, because we know a dog's best teacher is another dog. and and so a combination of the two is really great. Now,
Yeah, we have several of our clients that do and utilize both services. So,
yeah,
they may be working those 8 to 10 hour days, and it's great. Fluffy can come in a couple of days a week, and he's spent, and what he does need is he needs that other socialization. He does need still that dog walk to be let out and everything else, and he's gaining so much from all the different exposures. Definitely both can be utilized. And it really depends. Everything is really dependent on your dog. So a lot of dogs may do extremely well with having the dog walkers come in, but rotating them up, like you said, so you've got somebody new and different. It's not just a surprise when somebody new comes by. And some dogs do great in daycare, and some dogs just don't. It's just not for them. I think that you have to really look at your needs of your dogs, just like we look at our needs of our children. That's how I kind of look at the whole picture.
Oh yeah, I'm comparing them all the time too.
Yeah.
Get in trouble for that quite often. And the other thing to remember too is that, a lot of clients too, well, I know a lot of our clients go to doggy daycare all day, 5 days a week, but on the weekends when they're used to go down to a Jays game or a hockey game or out for dinner with friends or up to a cottage, we're there on the weekends and evenings as well if people have long nights. So I think maybe we've covered everything on socialization. Anything else in your notes you wanted to kind of add?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay, so next we're going to cover masks and fleas and ticks. Fun stuff.
Yeah.